couldn't be further away, could we?
It's an unusual setup we got here. Camera's there, you're over there, but anyway.
Don, of all the issues you had to deal with through the week, particularly after the loss with Collingwood, does that rank home and away season the best that you've seen this group play?
It was a fantastic win. There's no doubt about that. Last week was really disappointing, and the guys felt that, and they're a really proud group. So I was always confident we'd get a response, and we had a couple of setbacks during the week, and for them to come out and play the way they did and get that result was just outstanding.
It's the ultimate question that torments coaches, but why not last week and get a reaction like this week?
I don't think we'll ever know, to be honest. It was one of those ones which last week, I don't think too much went right. Sometimes that just happens. And again, we didn't really dig super deep through it. It was, the players were disappointed, as I said, and they were determined to put a lot stronger showing on tonight. And we brought in some younger players who contributed really well. They played their role, did what we asked of them, and I thought our leaders, led by a captain, were just outstanding as well. In terms of their presence on the game and their ability to set a standard which demanded that got followed. And I was super proud of him in particular, especially I know some of the opinion had been around about him, and sometimes it helps when you back people in.
To prove the point that young blokes just play with no fear when you give them the chance.
Well, there's a bit of that. They don't know what they don't know, and certainly, in the case of Riley Knight came back in, but in the case of Miles and Jordan coming in, they came in with a really clear focus of what they needed to do, and they were able to play, in a really sort of bold fashion, which they're going to make some errors. That's what first gamers and second gamers do, but they brought an effort and attitude that I thought was fantastic.
What stands out for you as to why that would work tonight? Characteristics of your game that stood out?
Which characteristics stood out?
Yeah, the ones that reassure you that.
Well, I thought our contest stuff early really got us in the game. I think the numbers were pretty positive through certainly the first quarter and pretty much to half time. The last half was a bit more of a battle, and Sydney's a great team, and we didn't expect to have it all our own way the whole night. But obviously scoring became a lot harder in the second half. We lost a bit of field position. In the third quarter, we were basically holding back the tide a bit. I think it was 20-6 in the inside 50s, and to our backs' credit and to our guys' credit, they hung in there and saw that off, and then were able to get a couple of goals at the start of the last quarter, which just gave us a bit of a break. And even towards the end, they sort of last 6 or 7 minutes, they were coming. They threw everything at us, and again, to our guys' credit, they were able to hold sway.
You mentioned your skipper as far as timely statements go. I mean, his was a pretty big one. What were his words to you during the week? I mean, what did he say to you about sort of the criticism that has served?
We had a conversation. Again, both he and I don't spend a lot of time trawling the net for information as how people see it. We deal with what we can control internally, and I just asked him how he was travelling, and he's a really proud guy, and he's been a really strong leader of our footy club, and he hasn't been happy with his form either, to a point, but he's still been having an impact, and I was just super proud of him tonight. It was one of those occasions where he came to play and he came to lead, and he did it really well.
Don, the two Rorys tonight, Rory Laird and Rory Atkins were pretty sensational tonight. Yeah,
well, and Rory Laird continued. He's been strong for us all year, and Rory Atkins, continued from where he was. He's one of our better players last week, and he obviously had, I think, mid-20s in possession, hit the board with 3 goals, so that was an important contribution. But they both brought a real high energy to the game and performed well for us.
Don, Andy Alton was saying he was virtually a last-minute call-up because of things that happened yesterday.
Yep.
What was the story behind that?
Well, initially we'd planned for Curtly Hampton to come into the side, but he pulled up a little bit sore after our run yesterday, and we felt Andy would be able to come in and play a role for us down back, and we obviously had Wayne Miller who spent some time back as well. It just gave us a little bit more flex than some of the other options we had. Turned out to be not a bad decision given we lost Kyle Hartigan fairly early in the second quarter, I think. So it was good for Andy to get back, and he's an experienced player. He's got a good feel for the game, and probably just felt the way they set up, he would be handy for us at some point.
You Do you feel cursed now with those hamstrings?
No, not really. It's the nature of the game. I mean, our guys, our program, I'll back our program in and our people, and it's just, sometimes that happens. We've had a little wave, and, hopefully we'll get through those, and there'll be blue sky at the other side from that side of it.
In terms of morale for your team, is this the most important win since getting into the grand final last year, in terms of, the...
Yeah, I don't really look at it like that. I think it was an important win for us in the circumstances. And more important for the guys who are in the team than the guys who are out of the team. Often the focus, given we've got a few guys that are out, becomes on the guys who aren't playing. And I was pretty clear with the group I wanted us to focus on who was in and what they were capable of doing and bringing. So it certainly helps their belief in a really strong way. To have a good away win against a high-quality side in a real arm wrestle is fantastic for the group. And, again, it just continues to build on how we're able to win games in different ways. And tonight was a real struggle, and I was just super proud of the ability of the guys to hang in there and get the result.
John, what can you build out of the next month, considering the way the fixture keeps you at home?
Well, that's
an opportunity to live here.
It really is. It's obviously at home now. We're going to play 4 in a row. I think one's a showdown, so against Port. But we get a chance to stay at home, play at home, and look as an opportunity to try and build some momentum, and because that's going to be important. This is a really, as we're saying, it's a really tight competition. So, we sit at 3-2, which is good. And obviously we've got a big month ahead of us and some opportunities to get some wins, hopefully.
So I can play next week, or is it still?
Yeah, look, we'd be hopeful on him next week. But I'm pretty mindful of making sure we get him right. We've sort of taken the decision to back him off, and we'll see how that goes. You ask him, and he'll say he's a certainty for next week. But we want to be smart with that and make sure that we get him back to as close to 100% as we can, to give him the chance to play the sort of footy we know he's capable of without having to carry an injury.